How to sexually attract a high-value man. When you want a man to feel real sexual pull toward you, do you actually know what creates it? Yes, looks matter. But the thing most women miss is that high-value men aren't just responding to beauty. They're responding to a very specific emotional and physical signal. Sexual attraction becomes powerful when he feels desire, safety, challenge, and feminine confidence all at once. And if you misunderstand that, you can end up performing, chasing, or overgiving for years without ever creating the kind of desire that makes a man lean in. There's one subtle shift that turns sexual confidence into sexual pressure, and most women don't notice it until the dynamic has already changed. That's the one we'll return to at the end. 1. Stop trying to be sexy and start being embodied. Have you ever noticed that the women men describe as magnetic aren't always the most conventionally perfect? The obvious assumption is that sexual attraction comes from wearing the right dress, having the right body, or knowing the right moves. And yes, presentation can open the door, but it doesn't create the deeper pull by itself. Here's the thing. A high-value man is sensitive to congruence. He can feel when a woman is performing sexiness versus when she's actually comfortable in her own body. Sexual psychology calls this embodied confidence. It's the difference between posing for approval and moving from self-possession. Your nervous system gives it away through eye contact, breath, posture, vocal tone, and micro-expressions. When you're tense, over-calculating, or scanning his face to see whether he likes you, your body communicates pressure. When you're relaxed inside yourself, your body communicates invitation. That doesn't mean you act detached or cold. It means you let your sensuality come from pleasure in being you. Slow down when you speak. Let silence exist without rushing to fill it. Hold eye contact for one beat longer than feels polite, then look away with ease. Let your body move naturally instead of arranging itself for his judgment. That's sexual power. Not trying to look desirable, knowing you're already a woman worth desiring. 2. Make him feel your standards before he feels your softness. Ever wonder why a man can be physically attracted to a woman and still not feel compelled to pursue her seriously? The common answer is chemistry. People say, the spark just wasn't there, as if sexual attraction is random. But with high-value men, the spark usually deepens when desire meets selectiveness. Here's what most people don't realize. Men who have options don't value access that feels automatic. They're not moved by a woman who acts hard to get in a fake way. They're moved by a woman whose warmth has a gate. In mating psychology, this links to perceived mate value and selectivity. When a woman communicates that her body, time, affection, and emotional energy aren't casually available, her sexual presence becomes more charged. Not because she's playing games, because she's showing self-respect. This is where many women get it backwards. They think being sexually attractive means being endlessly agreeable, available, and easy to please. But a high-value man doesn't just want softness. He wants softness he has earned. So flirt, but don't collapse. Smile, but don't audition. Let him know you enjoy masculine attention, but also let him feel that your yes means something because your no is real. That boundary is not a wall. It's the frame that makes your femininity feel precious. If this is the kind of dating advice you want more of, like and subscribe. It helps us reach women who don't want to chase love, but want to understand attraction, intimacy, and feminine power with more depth. 3. Use sexual tension without rushing sexual access. Does your energy become more anxious when you're attracted to a man you really want? That's the moment many women start doing too much. They text faster, explain more, laugh harder, touch more obviously, or become sexually suggestive before the tension has had time to build. Here's something that might surprise you. Tension is not created by constant stimulation. It's created by rhythm. Desire needs space. The dopamine system responds powerfully to anticipation, uncertainty, and reward prediction. That means sexual attraction often intensifies before gratification, not after it. When everything is revealed too quickly, the nervous system has nothing to lean toward. When there's warmth, chemistry, and restraint, his imagination starts participating. This doesn't mean you act prudish. It means you understand pacing. Let a glance linger, then return to the conversation. Let your hand touch his arm briefly, then withdraw naturally. Let him feel that you notice the chemistry without needing to rush into proving it. A high-value man is not only attracted to a woman's body, he's attracted to the experience of wanting her. That wanting is delicate. If you overfeed it too soon, it loses intensity. If you starve it completely, it dies. But if you let it breathe, it becomes magnetic. Sexual tension says, I feel this too, but I'm still in control of myself. That combination is intoxicating. Pause for a second. If you're actually following this, comment, pull. Let's see who knows the difference between chasing attention and creating attraction. 4. Speak to his masculine pride without flattering his ego. Have you ever seen a man become more attracted to a woman after one sentence? Not because she complimented his looks, not because she praised him desperately, but because she made him feel seen in a way that touched his masculine identity. Think about that for a second. High-value men are often used to attention. They've heard that they're handsome, successful, impressive, or different. Generic praise doesn't penetrate. What creates sexual charge is specific recognition. Behavioral psychology calls this precision reinforcement. The reward lands harder when it names something real. Instead of saying, "You're so amazing," notice his discipline, restraint, decisiveness, emotional steadiness, or the way he handles pressure. Those qualities connect to masculine self-concept. Say, "I like how calm you are when everyone else is trying to prove something," or "There's something very attractive about a man who doesn't need to dominate the room to be powerful." Those lines don't beg. They reveal taste, and taste is seductive. A high-value man wants to feel chosen for something deeper than status. When you recognize the part of him that he respects in himself, you don't inflate his ego. You activate his desire to be more of that man around you. That's why specific admiration can become sexual. It makes him feel masculine without making you feel beneath him. You don't have to explain it. Just comment "seen" if you know what it feels like when a man responds to your energy, not just your looks. 5. Let your feminine energy create contrast. Does your dating energy become overly competent, controlled, or guarded when you like a man? That response makes sense. You've probably learned to protect yourself. You've had to be capable, discerning, and emotionally careful. But sexual polarity needs contrast, and contrast disappears when you bring the same energy into romance that you use to manage your life. That's not chemistry. That's two people negotiating from their heads. Masculine-feminine polarity is not about weakness or obedience. It's about energetic difference. In attraction research, arousal often increases when there's a clear dynamic of complementary signals: direction and receptivity, groundedness and softness, pursuit and invitation. A high-value man doesn't want a woman who becomes helpless. He wants a woman who can receive without losing herself. Watch how you respond when he leads. If he chooses the restaurant, do you relax into it or immediately correct the plan? If he gives a compliment, do you receive it or deflect it? If he creates a moment of intimacy, do you soften into your body or escape into jokes? Receiving is erotic, not passive, receptive. When a man feels that his presence helps you relax, glow, open, and become more sensual, he experiences himself as powerful in your world. That feeling is deeply attractive to a masculine man. Your softness doesn't lower your value. It gives his strength somewhere meaningful to land. 6. Build sexual safety, not sexual pressure. Ever been with a man who seemed attracted at first, then slowly pulled back when the connection became more intimate? Many women assume that means they weren't sexy enough, so they try harder. They become more provocative, more accommodating, more available, or more focused on keeping his attention. But that's usually the wrong direction. A high-value man with emotional maturity isn't only asking, "Am I attracted to her?" He's also asking, "Does desire feel clean with her?" Sexual safety is a real part of erotic bonding. The nervous system has to register consent, relaxation, trust, and mutual respect before deeper attraction can stabilize. Oxytocin, dopamine, and the parasympathetic nervous system all play different roles in how intimacy feels. If the connection carries pressure, insecurity, emotional bargaining, or fear of disappointing someone, desire starts to feel heavy. This is why neediness can flatten chemistry even when physical attraction is present. He may still think you're beautiful. He may still want you physically. But if he senses that sex is being used to secure commitment, prevent abandonment, or prove your worth, his body reads it as pressure. The most sexually attractive women don't make intimacy feel like a test. They make it feel like a choice. You can be passionate and still discerning. You can be sensual and still calm. You can want him and still be completely rooted in yourself. That makes a man feel invited, not trapped. An invitation is far more seductive than demand. 7. Let mystery live in your body and your life. What happens when a man feels that he understands everything about you too quickly? The attraction may not disappear immediately, but the edge often softens. Many women hear this and think mystery means being unavailable, vague, or emotionally manipulative. That's not mystery. That's insecurity wearing perfume. Real mystery is fullness. A high-value man is sexually drawn to a woman who has an inner world he hasn't fully accessed yet. That means you don't narrate every feeling the second it appears. You don't over-explain your past, your standards, your wounds, your schedule, your attraction, or your fears in the first stage of connection. You let discovery happen in layers. Neuroscience links novelty and anticipation to dopamine activation. The brain pays attention to what's emotionally rewarding, but not completely predictable. When you reveal yourself slowly, you give attraction somewhere to travel. This applies physically too. You don't have to expose more skin to create more desire. Sometimes the more erotic signal is the curve of confidence, the deliberate pace of your movement, the scent he associates with you, the way you pull your attention back into your own life after a charged moment. Mystery says, there's more here, but access is earned through presence. That makes him curious. More importantly, it makes him attentive. 8. Don't use sex to audition for love. What does it mean when you try to prove your desirability before he's shown he can honor it? This is the mistake from the beginning, and it matters because it changes the entire energy of attraction. When sex becomes an audition, your body stops being an expression of pleasure and becomes evidence. Evidence that you're exciting enough, easy enough, skilled enough, different enough. That energy feels anxious even when it looks seductive. A high-value man is most sexually drawn to a woman who doesn't need sex to negotiate her worth. She enjoys desire, but she doesn't trade her body for reassurance. She lets intimacy deepen when respect, consistency, and emotional safety are already present. That's the final shift. Sexual attraction isn't about giving more of yourself sooner. It's about letting a worthy man feel that access to you is meaningful. And when your desire comes from choice instead of fear, your body carries a different message. I want you, but I don't need to lose myself to have you.